Hey, what's up guys? QCY here, and today we're back on Hypixel Skyblock. Now, today we're actually talking about Slayers, because Slayers for some people are a lot difficult, especially newer players who get into the game. Mostly because a lot of the Slayer items that you would use to kill Slayers faster are locked behind a Slayer requirement, which you need to be like level 6 to use or whatever. And for a lot of people that's a little bit difficult, right? Because, well, how do you beat the stuff that gives you the most XP if you don't have the XP in the first place, which is where I come in and the new update, because well, Mage has been obviously buffed quite a bit in terms of all the Mage items, because this stat right here actually works now. Great, yay! But yeah, basically the magic damage buff actually works now, so that's really good. And basically that leads to doing a lot of damage to mobs even outside of dungeons. It definitely works the best inside of dungeons because you get a lot of intelligence inside of dungeons because of the catacombs buff, as you guys would know since I play a lot of dungeons. Maybe a little bit too much dungeons, dude. I got this, I don't even know where it's at, but wait, what? Huh? Oh, it's probably my wardrobe. Yeah, it's over here. Diamond Professor. I spent too much time getting that, okay, but you know, that's not what we're talking about today. Anyway, I'm gonna separate this video out into 3 different parts. We're gonna have like Zombie Slayer first, then Spider Slayer, and then Wolf Slayer. Timestamps will be like cut out, so you'll be able to look at like the YouTube video bar. I don't know, it's like a new feature, and I was like, damn, this is a cool excuse to use it. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a specific Slayer, then go to each one. And yeah, anyways, let's get into the video. Okay, boys, we're in the crypts because, well, that's where you would normally do the Zombie Slayers. But for my setup for Zombie Slayer, we basically got 2 different pieces of set here. We got the Dark Goggles, which are a dungeon item, which I actually use in dungeons because in the Catacombs, every mob is considered an undead monster, so that's why I use it basically that all the time, because it's just 50% extra damage. Is kind of insane, and that's also why I use it on Zombie Slayers, because well, 50% damage is basically this, you just take it, man. You just take it. And then the other 3 pieces, I have Wise Dragon. It doesn't have to be dungeon item like mine is. I've just done it because, well, I had Dragon Essence, and I was like, okay, I might as well do this with my Dragon Essence because I might use it in the future. Probably not, because my my tier 9 perfect is just so good. But you know, I'll have it if I ever want to switch into it for like overkill on mana. But basically, I have Loving on the Dragon Chestplate. You don't really need Loving. You don't need Necrotic either. You can basically just go full Wise if you don't have the money for this kind of thing, because I know it is a little bit expensive. But basically, I've just done like the most that you could possibly use. I got Loving on the Chestplate, Necrotic on the other 3 pieces, but this general setup is basically needed. I have a weird glitch with my my mod pack right now, where like my body's kind of like invisible while I'm looking in the inventory, but regardless of that, basically I have this, and the main weapon is going to be the Bonzo Staff. And I'm going to be playing a clip in the background real quick where I kill a Revenant boss, and I think it took me around 5 seconds to kill a Revenant tier 4, which, if you don't know, that's extremely fast. I know people who've tried to do it in tuxes and have killed them in like 10 seconds, so obviously, there's probably ways of killing it faster with melee, but that's a little bit overkill and is definitely a lot more expensive than the setup that we're looking at for for what I got. Okay, so that's why I think Mage is hands down best way to do Zombie Slayer at this point. I'm gonna put on the screen right now what the cost of everything is. I'm gonna do this for every Slayer just so you guys get an idea of what everything costs. At least so you can compare it against what you have currently for your Zombie Slayers. And yeah, basically that's it for Zombie Slayer. Now on to Spider Slayer. Okay, boys, we're in the Spider's Nest for Spider Slayer, obviously. For this one, you can definitely go with Wise Dragon, but personally I go with Tarantula because, well, spiders can do a little bit of damage sometimes, and if you don't kill it fast enough, you're definitely going to need the health from the Tarantula armor, or well, not the health, but the defense against spiders, just to keep you alive. And it's not a huge difference because most Tarantula pieces actually give you intelligence, and ends up making up just close to as much mana as if you just had like a full Wise Dragon set on. And well, Tarantula is a nice set to have in the first place anyway. But yeah, anyway, I killed this boss in I think around 8 seconds, which is really fast. I think I used a voodoo doll. It would probably take around like 10 seconds if you didn't have the voodoo doll, I'd say. But either way, still a really good way to kill spider slayers. That's extremely fast. Obviously, if you had like maxed out level 50 combat skills and all that, you'd definitely be able to kill it a lot faster with melee. But for this, it's a very cheap alternative. And once again, we're using the Bonzo staff as the weapon, which is a little bit expensive, but it's basically the cheapest decent mage item you can get, unless you want to just run only voodoo doll. You could probably kill the boss in like 20 seconds, which, I mean, it's a cheaper alternative. It's 800k for the voodoo doll, but I guess it's up to you. I'll put on screen real quick what the prices are for the items once again, and yeah, let's get on to Wolf Slayer. Okay, we're in the Howling Caves for Wolf Slayer. This one is probably the slowest out of all of them, but it's also the cheapest out of all of them. It takes around 40 seconds to a minute to kill a tier 4 Slayer, or a tier 4 Wolf. This is because, well, most magic items don't actually work on the tier 4 Wolf boss, or the Sven boss. And the only item that does work is the Voodoo Doll, which if you shoot a wolf, let's say, it does around 83k damage. If you switch over to an item that has an intelligence buff, such as the Bonzo staff, it has 315, it'll actually end up doing more damage while you hold it out. So while I did it, I held out my Bonzo staff, and it ended up doing more damage. I think I just did 74k. I don't know if that applied the buff. I guess we'll try it without it. Nope, I guess not. Let me try real quick. See if I can like walk away quickly. Then then we'll see, yeah, see 85k instead. So you end up doing more damage if you have an item that has intelligence on it. So that's just a quick tip. If you guys have, I don't even know what would be cheap and to have as an item like that. But I mean, if you did the ever 2 Slayers, chances are you probably have the Bonzo staff anyway. And I think the Voodoo Doll is also a zombie Slayer requirement of something. I can't remember where it's at, honestly. I kind of want to check real quick, just make sure it's not like level 7 and I'm just debating you guys real quick. But I think it's a zombie Slayer. It doesn't say here. Boss leveling rewards. Yeah, Voodoo Doll is at level 5, so probably would do Wolf Slayer last. That's what I did. I did Wolf 7 first, then I did Spider 7, and then I went over to this. So if you got into at least Zombie 5, which is pretty easy to get to, you'll be able to use the Voodoo Doll, and it's only 800k. So yeah, I'll put all the prices of the items. I also use Wise Dragon for this, because, well, you don't need the Dark Goggles because it doesn't work on here. And then you can basically just TP away, as I show in the video, away from the boss, so you don't really need anything to tank. As long as you do it well with an AOTE, then you should be fine. But yeah, that's about it for Wolf Slayer. But yeah, boys, that's about it for the Slayer video tutorial today. I hope you guys learned a little bit of how to kill Slayers with Mage. It's pretty insane for the most part. For at least Zombie and Spider, it's definitely the cheapest way to get really fast kills on Slayer bosses. And Wolf is definitely a cheaper alternative to, let's say, going with Mastiff. You have all the talismans, all that, and then it takes you about a minute to kill it, which for the most part is pretty fast for some people. But obviously, if you're in Superior and you can tank that, then you can probably kill it faster, obviously. But yeah, that's about it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you guys want some more Hypixel content, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Fill me out with your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you